Bailey Caldwell with the lead.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're well today. Thanks for taking a moment to speak with us. No Sinead tonight. Just wonder if that was part of the plan for her as she comes back and how you plan to minimize the impact of her absence against such a dynamic team as Connecticut.
Hey, Coach, I think you're on mute.
We'll work it out over here. There we go. Yeah, not like we didn't have this game circled as like, okay, Sinead will be out this game, but definitely part of the plan of managing, what's best for her short term and long term. When you consider our schedule and the amount of games within this week, plus the travel that we have already experienced, and we'll be traveling again, first thing tomorrow morning, as we prepare to finish this trip out. So just trying to be as smart and responsible as possible coming, after Thursday night's game, and the opportunity to extend the recovery, where we don't play again until Tuesday, to give the best chance for her to be back and hopefully be able to, help us to finish this trip strong. And then in terms of, I guess, mitigating her absence, I think the main things that, obviously her experience, but I think it's really been just her toughness around the basket, her length, rebounding at times, and just making it more difficult in the interior for teams to make plays. So, we feel like Lauren Cox was doing a lot of those things and is capable of doing more of it when she gets the opportunity. So we have no hesitation about, increasing Lauren's opportunity with Sinead being out, and, we think she'll do just fine in there.
John W. Davis, Winsider.
Coach, how you doing?
Good, John. How are you?
I'm encouraged. So let me ask you this. I know you watched the film from last game. You saw a lot of things that were positives. You saw things that were negatives. You probably feel like you could have and maybe even should have won that game. How do you take those, the things that you learned from the last game, and turn those into the actionable items that you need in this game to actually have a chance to win tonight?
Yeah, I think I think the mindset and the mentality is the most important part that we need to carry over into tonight's game in order to have a chance. That was the biggest difference between the game in Washington and the game, Thursday night here, is the mindset and the mentality of our group, starting the game, with a level of toughness and willingness to fight through adversity. We got down early against Washington and didn't have I think the willingness that night as a group to continue to fight. So then we get to Connecticut on Thursday, and, you're down 20-10 after the first quarter. And instead of kind of giving in to maybe this is going to be too hard tonight, I think the group deserves a lot of credit for continuing to play and work through everything that they experienced. So that's the main thing we need to carry over. And then as you break down into, basketball actionable items, we have to limit our turnovers on the road against a good defensive team, which we did in the first half and to start the third quarter. And then in the middle of that third quarter, we got careless with the basketball and we made some poor decisions. And that was really where the game started to turn, and then a few defensive breakdowns here or there. So I think the one thing about playing against good teams, they're not trying to hide anything from you. So we know what's coming. And I do think we can turn that opportunity we had on Thursday into a foundational kind of thing that this group, we feel like we are capable of beating this team. And for a group like ours with as many players that are going through a lot of these things for the first time in their career, hopefully it'll set up for another good opportunity tonight to have a chance, which is all you can ask.
Last one for Coach pregame. We'll go back to Bailey Caldwell.
Coach, earlier we heard from Amanda Zowie B, and she spoke about the team's approach and mindset and said that a lot of the players are locked in as a unit on making a playoff push. And she said multiple times that the Sparks will be in the playoffs. What do you see in terms of their approach and mindset going forward? And what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I would agree with what she's saying. We don't have any doubt about our players, giving everything that they have and being locked into, trying to put ourselves in position to be in the postseason. It's not a lack of commitment or, willingness to like do the work. It's just being able to finish the job when we have the opportunities in games. And, again, when your margin for error is really tight and every game counts, some you win and some you don't in this league. It gets more magnified because of, there are only 7 games left or however many games left and everybody's watching the standings. But, we still have to continue to do the work in terms of just the process and our habits. And then the results, like Amanda's saying, like the results of what we want will be there as long as the group continues to stay locked in and focused and, just not getting too far ahead of ourselves. This thing is going to come down most likely to the last couple games of the season for, maybe half the league. And that's really what life is like in the W. So, we just have to continue to play, stay together, remain positive through the ups and the downs of what is a season, injuries, disappointing losses, et cetera. But, the teams that can come back and respond are the ones that have a chance to advance. And that's what we hope to be able to do.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.